What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming back. So we're in the garage this time, and a little bit of an issue going on here. Not what I expected, not what I had planned. We were just starting to get the car going. Broke into the 11s with minimal bolt-ons. Something to be really, I was happy of, really happy about. Monster tuning came to the track, really dialed the car in. Just within that couple, just within, I think it was 6-7 passes, really got the car dialed in between tweaking things here and there. Really just kind of started shaving tents off. So later on, drove the car, probably a couple more times after that. Drove it up to my cousin's house in North Jersey, and on the way back, started hearing a little bit of a noise, and it sounded like an exhaust, tap or whatever. And got it home. Didn't really think much of it. I was like, I'll go, maybe tighten the header bolts down or whatever. Tighten the header bolts down, whenever I get a chance. So next weekend, I was getting ready to go to a car show. I was like, let me just mess with the exhaust and we'll hit the road. Started the car, and it was definitely not an exhaust noise. It was definitely making a little bit of a ticking, and and then as you can see, this is where I'm at right now. So I got the motor taken apart. My brother and my brother-in-law were just pretty much here helping me. It's a lot funner. It's a lot better when you got your buddies or your family, your friends helping you work on the car. But basically, what I got going on is trying to figure out what the noise is, and I believe it's a lifter. I believe it was a lifter noise. And I think one of the actual active fuel management lifters, which I believe I pulled them out of. I think it was this cylinder. I pulled the active fuel management, which controls this cylinder, controls 8, and it controls 4, and then the other side. But I believe these ones were failing, one of those lifters, and it really had no choice but to take the motor apart. So basically, while we're at it, I'm gonna do a cam in the car, and definitely wasn't part of my plan, but I was really gonna try and go after the bolt-on record for the 5th gens, which we weren't even that far off, and we didn't even have a converter in the car. The record was like 11. I think it was 1122 at 118. We went 11.8 at 117 with no converter. But hey, whatever. I mean, things happen the way they happen, and yeah. So I'd pretty much say stay tuned, and I was gonna do a full video of how to do a cam. I might finish it. Basically, right now, I mean, I think a lot of people could get to this point. All you're pretty much doing is disassembling everything. You're taking the radiator out, taking all the necessary things out. I think once you get to this point, you're getting down to the nitty gritty here, where now is the time you got to really pay attention to detail. And like I did, I cleaned the deck. I cleaned the deck and everything. I cleaned the tops of the pistons off as much as I could, without really having to scrub them hard with an abrasive pad. You know, just got the headers out of the way, got them off, all the accessories off, the harness off. So I might just finish the video as, you know, taking the timing cover off, messing with the VVT, deleting the active fuel management, changing the valley cover, and doing the cam, and then pretty much showing you guys how to put everything back together, because I think that's the hardest part out of this. Really taking it apart isn't that bad. The only thing I suggest when you're taking things apart is label everything. I got my own little cart going on. Right now there's a bunch of tools on it. But I have every bolt, I have everything in bags. So I have my head bolts all in a baggie. I got my water pump bolts all in a baggie. And everything's accounted for. So that is my only real suggestion if you're gonna do that, is just to stay organized, and you should be fine. Alright guys, so like I said, we got down to basically a lot of removal of the accessories. So I wanted to pretty much just cover the meat and potatoes of the most important stuff going on. So to get your secondary belt off, I had to, you have to take the AC compressor off. It's 4 bolts that hold it on, and basically all you're doing is when you undo those bolts, the compressor will start to move out this way from the tension, and you'll just be able to pull it right off. And then that's literally how you get the belt off. After that, now I have the pulley off. It's ready to come right off. Now, here's another important thing. I've tried the 3-jaw puller. You go to the auto parts store or whatever, they're going to give you a 3-jaw puller for this. They're going to probably give you a piece of crap, you know, especially if you're going to Harbor Freight. They are pieces of crap. They are Chinese metal. They're pretty much like 99% plastic, and you're going to have a bad time. So go get a Chrysler puller. A Chrysler puller is going to go, and I'll show you. See these tabs back here? They're going to hook right on them tabs, and that's going to pull it right out. I'm going to put the picture up of the Chrysler puller. It's got the part number on and everything from Blue Point. The Chrysler one's made of a lot stronger metal, and you'll literally be able to do that. And your timing cover is going to fall right off. So once you get this off, your timing cover literally falls right off after. Seriously though, getting your timing cover off, undo so here it is. Undo these 3 bolts. These bolt to the front of the timing cover. Unbolt those bolts there, and there's one here at the bottom, right there. Unbolt the 3 bolts, pull that off the timing cover, and then get these bolts. Get these bolts here all the way around the timing cover. Once you get those off, you got 2 here at the bottom, 10 mils here and here. Those are at the bottom of the timing cover. Once you get those loose, hold the timing cover up, start pulling up on the timing cover, and then you can continually just do this, just kind of loosen them up with your finger. They're gonna bump into, this is your battery cable tray that sits right directly under it. So now that you have all that off, we're going to focus on, we got to relieve the tension of the chain. So this is your L99 setup. You've got your cam phaser here. That's going to adjust your cam timing. And this is your tensioner. So we got to pull up on this tensioner, and we got to put a pin through here to hold the tension off, and you can get your chain off. You can go down and get these bolts, this one and this one, get these two bolts. You could pull this whole setup off. That's going to be your whole tensioner. When you're going, so I went with just a dampener that's going to sit right here in the middle. So let's get that off. Once that's off, we can do this. I believe it's a 24 millimeter. We can take this bolt off. This is your single bolt cam, and this is on pretty tight. So we're probably going to have to put a bolt in here, hold tension on it so it doesn't move. Might be a two-man job. Have somebody hold the flywheel, or get a flywheel lock, or sorry, flex plate. Get a flex plate lock and lock it. Whatever you think you want to do with that. Alright guys, so I got the pin in, and you can see the chain is loose. Chain's got play. So what I did was I had to get, I'll show you. Sorry, I'm working by myself. Pretty much just working by myself after work. So I stuck a little screwdriver, a little right-handed, or I'm sorry, a little 90-degree screwdriver. I pushed up the tension on this, and then I literally just slid a tiny nail through there as a pin, and that's gonna come off now. That's all you gotta do. I had to do a little bit of research. Not too many things said how to do that. It's just like one of those little things that you kind of got to know what you're doing, and just a little bit of research, and pretty much you could figure out what you got to do there to just kind of get over this little step. So let's try to get this off now. I got this loose. Take this one out. I had to use a breaker bar, and I had to put a pin, or put the stock bolt back in the crank, so I had something to kind of work against. So here we go. Pull this bolt out. There it is. That I think that's something from a NASA ship. Kind of looks like something off of Apollo 11. So I'm gonna pull that off. And you don't want to grab by the phaser. You want to grab from behind there. And slide it off. Okay, just kind of get off the side. And pull that right off. Set the chain off to the side. And there's your cam sprocket with the VVT phaser on it. Alright, next step we have 4 star keys. This is T40 star key. This is your cam plate. Break all 4 loose and take this plate off. And we put everything right in a baggie. And here's a cam. So right down here is your pickup tube bolt. That's your pickup tube bolt under there. Alright, what's going on, guys? So I'm doing my valve springs right now. I'm going from, of course, the stock junkers to 660 lift dual springs. Titanium retainers with the locks. I'm doing valve seals and new locators. So I'm going to show you pretty much step by step how I'm doing these. Now, this right here is the double spring tool. It's like $53 on eBay. 100% get this tool. This is the tool to get. I've used 4 other different ones, different types. The single ones I've used, the C-clamp one. This is the easiest, best tool for this application, 100% without a doubt. So get this tool. I'm going to save you a lot of hassle right there. my sorrow and my struggle, learn from it. Get this tool. You won't have an issue. This one was from a company from Kentucky. I think it's called like Bluegrass Performance. Dude, they know what they're doing. It's USA made, and dude, this tool is going through every single one, and it doesn't bend like the other ones, like the single ones. This thing is a tool. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I got a 1/2 inch wrench. I'm cranking down on both of them. Now, as you can see, this head has quite a bit of miles on it. Your locks, this one's very close to touching, but I'll show you right here. This one is touching. This one is touching. They're not supposed to touch. I think they just walked over time and ended up just sitting next to each other. You want a gap. You want to put a gap in between them. So that's just first thing. Now, since they are super tight on each other, they're probably going to stick a little bit. There you go. And then it popped free. Boop, there you go. Alright, so once I have them loose, I just magnet the old locks right out. And then, when the locks are out, reverse it, and then you can take this tool off, and then you can take the spring off. So with that top piece off, just pull your spring right off, both of them at one shot, and then you can take this piece off. Right here is your valve seal and your locator. This is a one piece. Sorry, this is a one piece from the factory. We got to go to a two piece. So we're going to use a locator, and then we're going to press a valve seal on. So this right here, all you got to do is just channel lock it, and they pop right off. Just a little bit of a wiggle side to side, and then you pull and it pops right off. So then after that, you can drop your valves out, clean these up, and then you can drop your locators on. Alright, I put a little bit, anytime I got metal to metal contact, I'm putting assembly lube on anytime anything's touching. So once I put that on, just a nice little coat, drop my locators on. So I put a little bit of oil or lube, assembly lube, right in the inside. Right now you're going to have to press it on. This is your 12 millimeter 12-point socket. This is going to sit right on top of there. This is just a piece of thread that goes right down in that bolt. I got a 1/2 inch wrench that I've been using for everything, and then pretty much just you're going to put a bolt right on top, and you're going to want to go pretty parallel, and then a little bit of pressure, screw it down a little bit more, it goes in a little bit deeper, and then just keep pressing it on until it bottoms out. I don't know if you can see in there, but your valve seal is bottomed out, and you're gonna have a gap. The best thing you can do is measure from your locator up to the top of here, and then measure your stock one, and I think it's 1.5 inches total, and just to double check that you're all the way down. So once both seals are in, clean the valves, and then you can slide the valves back up through, and then just drop your springs right on top. And then we're going to get the tool, we're going to set the tool back up, we're going to put our titanium retainers on, we're going to squeeze them down, throw the locks in, and then you're done. So with the tool back on, we're just going to crank her back down. Then we'll put the locks back in. And once the locks are in, decompress the tool. Just making sure to keep your gap again. guys, so pretty much everything wrapped up, ready to go. Got oil in it, coolants in it, plugs, everything ready to go. So let's try and start it up.